I think maybe even Dirty Jersey Rat. Dirty Jersey. Yay! I love that song.
Has he been watching Karmic lately?
Here and there. I'm, you know, lately I've been watching him because people keep bringing me up to him as if we're watching him every night and covering him, and we're not. And he's just, it's. I think everybody's guilty of this early on in this crazy world we're in, is believing whatever they say in the chat without actual confirmation. And Karmic is just the easiest to do that to. So people just send him bullshit all show long. He reacts, goes off about it. Very John
reacts to the ones that he likes, and the ones that he doesn't, he goes, "You're just trying to get me mad."
Right. Which
he knows the difference.
And then he'll keep talking about how you're just trying to get him mad. And then eventually he gets mad. You know, so
eventually somebody trying to make you mad, even if you're not mad, can make you mad. But like, you got to be a little immune to that when it comes to the chat, especially when you've attracted such a great, there's a lot of people that come over there to harass him. It seems, you know, if you've ever looked at his chat, it's just like a lot of insulting shit. And there was a time when he had super tips that like every super tip that came in would just be like a hard kick in the ribs, you know?
That was amazing. It's like careful what you wish for, you know, because he got super tips and then he hated it instantly, you know, wished he never had it.
$5 at a time, just, you know, I had to be doing pretty good because people would just like over and over with just like, some of them were fucking hilarious. I mean, there really should be a super cut. I think we've missed a lot of opportunities with funny super tips, voice tips, that just get lost, you know what I mean? And a lot of them way funnier than any of the shit that I ever come up with. I can't speak for you guys. I know you got a whole creative team over there and everything.
No, but same with us. Like there are people that super tip and they create a whole story. They use multiple voices. They figure out ways to get it to do things, different accents. Like it's crazy and it's so fucking funny. I love it. I think, you know, the people we got in our chat are some of the funniest people in the Dabbleverse.
And you see people doing it just in regular chats, too. If I go through and read some of the chats during some of this shit, I'm like, God, I wouldn't have thought of that. I didn't think of that. That's fucking great. You know, we're not saying you know, as a stand-up, you and I used to do a lot more stand-up than I do now. But you write jokes and you have them, and that's, you know, the writing is kind of important or whatever. These people are just like fucking banging out jokes, like hardcore. It's they're pretty good at it. Some of them should get jobs. Just joining. If you mentioned that MLC fans think Kevin is funnier than Cumia and Artie Lang, they're the dumbest fans in the verse. I haven't noticed. I haven't mentioned it. No, we haven't mentioned it. we didn't say, hey, MLC fans, pretty fucking stupid, huh?
Well,
they think Kevin's fine. I didn't even know that they thought that. I don't think that. Do they all think as a group like that hard? Like that? Like we think he's funnier.
Do they mean Joe Cumia, his brother? Because
maybe
might be a photo finish there.
It'd still be close.
Yeah.
No. I think Kevin's a funny guy, and everybody universally acknowledges that, whether they're fans or like him or not, and stuff like that. You know, so like I don't know, like how do you have a funny off between Kevin and Cumia? It's like studies in contrast the styles. You know, Cumia really does play up to his audience to a degree. Not when I say play up to him, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean like Jack Benny did. He speaks with respect. He talks about the, you know what I mean? That's kind of, even in the old days, I think there was you could say probably did that. I mean, he'll shit on people where they need to be. He's not afraid to do that. But, like, you know, Brennan is, like, abrasive from go and all that shit. So, I mean, it's like, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, right? But to me, nobody's, you know, few people are funnier than Cumia.
And look, you know, there's the approach Kevin takes isn't genuine. You know it's fabricated. You know it's to generate super chats. It's, you know, because these people that he hates, when he comes into contact with them, all of a sudden that hate isn't there. It magically disappears. So I think with Cumia, whether you agree or disagree, it's genuine. Like, he's not bullshitting. You're like, I'm pretty sure this guy feels this way. You know?
Maybe. I mean, definitely with Kumi, I agree. But
Yeah.
I disagree about Kevin. I think he has some actual, authentic dislike, hatred, contempt for some people, and I think that he, the fact that he's like friendly, you know, when he does run into somebody, you know, otherwise, it's just, I think there's other reasons for that. I mean, it's a whole different situation, isn't it? You know, like on his show, it's where you generally hear him, you know, doing his stuff, and he's like in control. He's in, you know, he can just like take you out with a push of a button, you know. So I mean, it's like it's just a different situation. You know, stand up, you don't have as much control as you do running a stream.
Yeah.
It's funny we didn't even bring Artie into that conversation there, but I mean, like,
it's not even a question. It's not even a question.
Funny guy. I don't really. I'm not as familiar with Artie's work as maybe I could be. I know I always liked him when I see him on Stern and shit like that. And I've never seen him do anything that I just hated. He did repeat that Tony Curtis line an awful lot. Mm-hmm. On Kumi, you know, that thing about the tying a rope around him so he doesn't shit his pants.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the fact that he showed up for work at some points was a victory. You know, I don't know that I'd be like, he's using that line again. He was doing a lot of lines back then.
He's hilarious. The junkie showed up for work.
Yeah, I mean,
he's literally a junkie. It's not even a fucking insult. I mean, it's like I imagine it's very hard to show up for work if you have the best substance ever at your disposal.
He was
feel so good.
He was so kind to me when I started working there because I didn't know anybody in New York, and it was Thanksgiving time, and he's like, "What are you doing for Thanksgiving?" I said, "Nothing." He's like, "You're coming with me to my mom's house for Thanksgiving," and he brought me with him to his family's house, had dinner, and he's driving me back to the city. He's like, "You want to go?" He goes, "You want to go see a movie?" I'm like, Yeah, let's go see a movie. I don't have anything going on. So we went.
It's like Taxi Driver and Sybil Shepherd. He takes you to the porn theater.
We went and saw James Bond, Quantum of Solace, the first Daniel Craig James Bond movie that came out. Okay. And I'm like, hey, I know it's so funny. Think back on it now. I'm like, hey, I know you're. I don't know if you're sober or not, but is it okay if I smoke a bowl real quick before we go in to see this movie? And he's like, yeah, I'll hit that with you. And I'm just like, oh, all right. Well,
and there was the beginning of his downward slide.
Well, what's funny is after the movie, he was like, you want me to drop you back off? I'm like, no, I'll take the train. He goes, thanks for your demon weed. Don't ever bring that around me again. Apparently he did not enjoy the high. So
demon weed.
It
can make you paranoid, and I don't think heroin. You ever see? All I know is from TV. You know, like Chris Maltasanti or whatever. You know, and he shoots up and just. It's like that must be amazing. Yeah, whatever's going on there, it's got to be great. I mean, you puke and stuff maybe too, but it's sad. Oh heck! What $1.99? Shuli, would you do a show with Bob and Pat?
I mean, I'm doing a show with Pat now. I've done a show with Bob. I mean, I'm good. I'm good.
What more do you need?
I wish Bob all the best, man. All the best.
I honestly don't like Dabbleverse acrimony. I'd rather talk about your producer Joe there with his. He was so obsequious or something. Like, I like the guy. He's a hard worker and stuff. And I never thought that he was in the wrong in that stupid fucking hospital situation, that doctor situation. I always took it. And some old dude, and he gets his gun out. Great. You know what I mean? Like, people who use this kind of stuff to, paint a picture of a guy, I never think that that's really fair. But I will say this. When we would do a run. We used to, I can't believe the prep and the shit that we used to get involved with when we were doing the, what was the show that we did about, it was Men Are Talking with Zen, and we would meet the night before to like go through what was going to be in the show, which seems fucking insane to me right now. But like we did, and those meetings were so much better than the show. It's like, we should do this as the show. And everybody was like, yeah, right, yeah, sure. I was like, just record it and show it. The Shuli Network looking for a hard news guy, Jim tells you.
Not at the moment, but you never know.
I mean, dude, it's one thing if you want to be the news guy. You don't need to tell them that you're hard, though.
Yeah, that I wouldn't put that on the resume.
raging erection. You know?
Right.
I'm the hard news guy.
We're in the Blue Chew copter. Let's take a look at traffic.
Can Shuli tell us about the latest updates on the StutJo lawsuit against Shuli and Carl? That would be interesting.
Well, so everything's in, everything's done. The judge, I believe it was on the 14th of May or 15th, officially started reviewing everything, and now we're just waiting for the judge's ruling. So, yeah, it could happen anytime. It's like the big earthquake in LA. Could happen now, could happen next week, could be 50 years. But
so do you have to be ready to like sprint into court when he has to? Is it like when the jury's out and they call him back in or something?
No, it's basically we have a couple motions that are pending the judge's verdict on them. One is, motion to dismiss and the anti-slap. So those are the two things that are going to get ruled on.
It'll be ruled whether or not you can even do an anti-slap or whether or not you get it.
Whether you get it and whether or not this thing's going to be dismissed or moving forward.
Jesus, I mean, whatever. It's the whole thing seems insane. It said Bob won't stream with Shuli since he got underpaid. Okay, cool.
It's good to know.
And top shelf.
Top shelf liquor, boys. Grill over live.
Grillo's Bob has really gotten me into the Grillo spirit. I mean, Grillo is I don't know. I had no idea who the fuck he was. I don't know anything about Grillo, so it's all new to me. He is a really interesting, fun dude to watch. We've been doing a lot of that, Bob and I will be live Saturday. This is pleasant. Many of us have been led to believe there was some sort of animosity between you two. Why would they? I don't know why that. I can't imagine why. Thank you, Ari Jane. No, there's no animosity. I was on your network a couple of times in the not too distant past. It's Adam Bush, $4.99. Thanks, Adam. KB traded comedy for accusing people of crimes, demanding pay stubs, and counting empty seats. So slowly, his fans never noticed that the act was gone. He did it so slowly, they never noticed the act was gone. Yeah, I mean, he did do that. He did do that. He did. He does. I don't think his act involved a lot of that stuff. His stand-up act, a lot of show me the money, show me the pay stubs.
Very good writer, very good jokes. I remember working with him in Connecticut. We did a gig together at a movie theater, and they closed down. One of the screens isn't running, so they do a comedy show in there. And it was great. It was great watching him. He was hilarious. We got along just fine.
It's funny how that happens. He gave me a ride. Jacob Shad, $5.99. Bob is okay that Kevin called his son a loser and his wife a cunt, but he's more offended that Shuli told him to sell jokes. Make it make sense. I don't know. I mean, I can't. I ain't Bob. I mean, that's like it was like when Gino started in on Bob about me the other day, and he's just like, I don't have anything to do with that. Did you see that clip? It was from Hughesy's show of Gino and Keanu being the two-headed monster going after Bob about me.
No.
I don't mind that you stream with Dixon. It's just that he's a piece of shit. It's funny what they always do. They always list everything that Gino accuse you of doing.
Gino used to send me those texts about working with Bob. It's never enough for some people.
He wasn't happy about you working with me either.
Well, listen, Gino hasn't been happy since COVID hit. So I don't know what will make Gino happy. No. And it's not on my list of concerns these days.
Oh, I bet it's in a bottle, though.
Yeah, we all got our crutch. Get off, take the off-ramp off the reality highway and relax a little bit. Enjoy.
It feels good to have a couple of Red Bulls myself and some nicotine. I don't know if there's anything else that really shakes up my reality that much. Oh, yeah, all the meth I smoke, I guess.
There you go.
That is so good.
By the way, did you know meth. Pat is riddled with riddling?
Riddle me this. How much Adderall can I get? Yeah, and it's whatever. These are just things that people can club you with, Pat, you what? Pat, do my poster.
He's followed me for years for this goddamn Pottstown poster. I'll see you in hell, Terry Nee.
I'll see you in hell. From the it reminds me of I know it's an old saying, but I always think of Unforgiven. You know, I'll see you in hell, and he's yeah.
There's this guy who streams playing video games, and he has a peanut filter. He calls himself the burnt peanut. Now, before you go, what a fucking idiot. He has about 50,000 people watching him live every time he goes, right?
Of course.
But again, it's a guy who's really good at the games, so that helps. But it's also a guy in a peanut filter. And so it's like these games where you could talk to the other players if you're close enough. It's called proximity chat. So the guy you're trying to kill, you can communicate with him. And he always does the same thing. He goes, "Get ready to meet your god, motherfucker. I'm coming." And it's some of the funniest shit I've ever seen, this puppet screen. And he kills them all the time. He fucking finishes those guys off.
And it's called the Burnt Peanut.
The burnt peanut.
I'll check him out. I mean, that's what I need is a new, I don't know, obsession. Ari Jane here, $4.99. Shuli, if you could do it all over again, would you make sure Gina had a chair?
In a heartbeat. Thank you, Harry.
Okay. That was a quick one, quick decision. Very dynamic and funny helps. So I dipped into the chat there for half a second. You have like such a big, it seems like, operation over there, TSN. Everything is very like kind of smoothly running and like, you know, it's more pro, you know, in the way that in your presentation and production and stuff like that than really, you know. I can't think of a lot of other shows that have that sleek of a presentation. I mean, Melton is awful good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and he's solo. You know,
and he's solo. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But I remember when I was working there with producer Joe. He was like, I was having to show him stuff on StreamYard. So,
yeah. Well, we're all. I mean, like, I'm still learning how best to do this and what works for us. The team that we got, and you know, Joe and Andy are phenomenal producers, but all three of us are constantly working, looking, thinking, writing, creating stuff. You know, Mike Morse.
He's a workhorse, man. I mean, he's always like, say what you want. He's got a ton of fucking songs that he just cranks out, and like.
And it's not just that. Like, he's a great writer to the point where comedians still use him to this day for roasts, for TV appearances. You know, Mike is a go-to guy, and I always love that his knock was that he doesn't say anything. And I always think, like, little do you know how much Mike is working behind the scenes and all the stuff he creates. And now he won't shut the fuck up. And Zen is a guy who, you know, I've loved working with for years. When I was gigging, I try to always bring him on the road with me. I think he's such a great writer. So, you know, he reminds me so much of Artie, you know, his style and the way, you know, how quickly the jokes pop into his head. And the team is just fantastic, man. It's not work for any of us. It's a blast. It's fun. You know, for me, not having to deal with being on the road and rental cars and hotels and fucking my body hurting at the end of a weekend, not leaving my family, like those are all huge pluses for me. And we just have a fucking killer team that just wants to. We want to break out of this ceiling and get to other shit other than John, which has been working very well.
Well, I mean, I think that the necessity of that, you know, presented itself, and I never had any doubt that you're gonna. It's like, you know, anybody think, oh man, you guys are fucked, you know, if John's not around. I disagree. I mean, like, you can always point that out. There's tons of fucking idiots to look at, you know, and John's,
he's been gone for months. Our numbers are still great. We get to the John stuff now 2 hours into a show, and nobody's leaving. Like, people are into this. They are kind of sick of this latest version of John, and quite frankly, so am I. So if we're gonna watch something, it'll be something really old from the heyday of the Dabbleverse, when it was, you know, we watched the Venmo prank that we did
with Chad.
With Chad, and you know, it was just so funny because it just showed John who John really is.
Well, and you know, it's the thing about John is like there is kind of a fucking like I don't know what to call it, but there's a humanity there that like, yeah, you know, anybody might feel a pinch of that for a second, you know, that like this guy's getting money and I'm not, but with him it's just so fucking like the poke, you know what's happening, like he's like, oh, the look on his face and shit. It's you know, I am pretty sure John's human. I mean, like I can't verify it, but I'm pretty sure.
At one point, maybe he was.
Hackpackery, Shuli, what would it take for you to reunite with Bob? Man, people are pushing for reunions and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily looking for a reunion, so there isn't really anything on the list as far as like.
Well, it would just take some amount of money, I'm sure, right? I mean, not coming from Bob, but I mean, I know that both of you guys are fucking going to be pragmatic at some point and go, oh, yeah, that's worth it. Start a GoFundMe, I guess.
It's, for me, it's not a money thing. It's
really?
Yeah, it's
10 grand. You'd suck Bob's dick for 10 grand.
Wait, I used to do a bit about how a guy's gay when you hear him go tax free. That's a great way to tell if a guy's free.
If that's decisive, yeah.
Right. You go, he's
totally opposed to it.
Look, I'll suck a dick, but the government ain't getting half of it. I'll tell you that right now.
Tax free
membership right now.
I don't know if it was real or not, but somebody put something up saying like it was StutJo saying he was 100 away from 600 on membership.
That guy's the best.
I don't think he has memberships. I guess he has them now on Rumble, and StutJo is.
That's right, guys. Member up. I'm on 4chan. Come check me out over there on 4chan. Thanks, guys.
We're live on Tumblr right now. Big following on Tumblr.
Guys, don't kid yourself. MySpace is back in a major way. We're live right there right now with Tom. Come on over to MySpace.
Join me tonight, a BitChute exclusive. We're going extra double racist. Like he likes to go on. Rumble is perfect for him. It really is. It's like, oh, man, I don't have to fucking worry about shit over here. So
guess who's number one? Guess who's number one on Real Media Player? That's right. The actual media player on your computer. We are the number one podcast on that. You have to download it and play it yourself, but we are number one.
Number one on Rumble again.
Guess who's carrying the torch for Netscape? That's right. We're bringing it back. Number one show on Netscape.
You'll be receiving a CD in the mail. A CD-ROM, if you will, as it were.
He had a little outburst the other day about Carl and myself and the Dabbleverse, and I watched a few minutes of. It's good where I'm like, all right, I'll save that for the air. I don't want to watch all this right now.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's a good one. And oh man, this is definite. I'm definitely addressing this.
Well, because it clearly bothers him that other shows are doing well.
He doesn't like it.
No.
He's crushing everybody is what he keeps saying, and like we crushed him in numbers. We ran Melton off the internet, all this stuff. He's but just this little piggy, oh my God, we killed that show. You're not killing any shows. You're not fucking, where's the, he says we're infinitesimally smaller. Infinitely smaller is what he said.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, Dirty Rat.
Dirty Rat's a good boy. He is. Check him out on the YouTube channel.